Someone said belly buttons. Belly buttons, exclamation mark. They don't seem to be forgiving of being moved in a tummy tuck. When do they heal? Okay, belly buttons.
I know who posted this.
Do you? Okay. Yeah. Belly buttons can be totally forgiving. And I've got to say, back in the day, doing a tummy tuck, belly buttons were just a non-issue. They were no problem. You would just stitch them in. You wouldn't think about them. They were fine. The trouble is, they were round circles at the surface of your abdominal wall with no contouring. And as we have developed and we've tried to get you better results, contouring, the groove, champagne groove, or as one patient put it, the fub line. Love that. Still haven't trademarked it. The fub line. The sort of groove that goes up from your belly button. And try to put your belly button scars inside the belly button rather than outside. Then things get trickier because you're creating tension and you're doubled over and you start to stand up straight and you're stretching, and the first thing you stretch out is the belly button. The scars can widen if that happens, and you know, it can just become more problematic. I still think it's worth persevering for, because a beautifully healed, lovely, innie, contoured, wonderful belly button is a truly beautiful thing. A circular scar on the surface of a flat tummy is not. And you know, they can be problematic, but you get through it. We get you through it. We deal with it with dressings. We can even deal with it with repositioning the scar if we have to. So for a beautiful result, I think it's worth it. But yeah, you're right. Hey, if it's a problem and you just want it to be totally trouble-free, we can do it like we did 5 years ago, and they will be problem-free, but a little bit ugly.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a... Oh, sorry, I wasn't really listening. There's a bit of a thing with belly buttons.
There is.
When everyone... I think people are obsessing about what a belly button looks like. And they have this... I don't know what people think.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So you've drawn it out because you sort of said, you know, people are going on about...
People are going crazy about, oh, my belly button looks a bit wrinkled. Are you joking?
So what you then did is look at a whole load of normal photos of people who haven't had surgery and say, well, actually, if you zoom in on a belly button, they're all often a bit odd.
Their belly buttons are
They're often a bit odd. So I'm trying to make them kind of nicer than sometimes the starting bit odd than you get.
Yeah.
Given there's one patient I've got coming up I'm really excited about.
You get these belly buttons, particularly in
the sad ones.
It's sad. It's like sad.
I'm a belly button.
But then but this is when you need to be drawing on your board up here.
The board is taken down.
But you try so hard with the belly buttons, and you do revise your belly buttons because you want people to be happy. I do want them to be
lovely. I want a lovely belly button. I think I think it's become this kind of thing because people find me because of my obsession with belly buttons.
You're obsessed with belly buttons, and patients are obsessed.
They find me because they're as obsessed with them as I am, and so we're just whipping each other up into this belly button obsessed frenzy.
But what I'd quite be interested to know. I'd be quite interested. No,
you tell me.
What do people want? What is the perfect belly button?
Oh, well, this has been studied extensively. What is the perfect belly button?
But
actually,
what do patients think the perfect belly button?
That has been studied extensively too. Sorry. The people who study it extensively don't just pull it out of their butts.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, maybe they do. It doesn't look like a butt, incidentally.
When did they last
And I
study
have seen belly buttons that have ended up looking like butts. Not my own, I like to say, but I have. And cats' butts, and it's not good. No one wants a belly button that looks like a cat's butt.
I want to have a little look at my belly button.
Can I see your belly button?
Well, I'm not.
Just excuse us for a moment. You've got a lovely belly button. So you've got a nice belly button. I'm not going to show everyone, but you've got a little dorsal. You've got a little hood at the top. You've got a little hooded toppy bit. It's a nice shape. I mean, it's not quite. It's
not quite what? I'm going to get obsessed with my belly button.
So there's a lot of difference of opinion. The ideal aesthetic belly button, they say, is actually slit-like, but a lot of patients do not like the slit-like belly button. No, you're not alone.
I'm just doing that.
Some people love the. This is very distracting. Some people like the slit-like belly button. Other people hate the slit-like belly button. And I just don't try and guess. I ask you, would you like slit or not slit? If you say I'd like a slit, it's easier for me to do. If you want a round one, I just work a little bit harder and make it round again. Because if you think the stalk comes up between the muscles, you repair the muscles, you tighten them, what's that going to do to a tube? It's going to flatten it into a slit. So if you don't want a slit, that's fine, but I then pull it out and stitch it down and recircularize it.